Hi, it's Lou Theodore and this is day 55 of 100 videos in 100 days. And who would have thought a new pair of specs would have provoked so many conversations, particularly about women and age and colour and visibility and all those sorts of things, because it's not like I'm going around holding up a placard saying I want to talk about these things. It's that just those conversations seem to naturally happen. So as you can guess, this is day 2 of having my specs and day 2 of having a conversation about it. And it's in a similar sort of vein to the one that I had with Gladys yesterday. And I met a lady and she was saying that when she was when she had her 60th birthday, that's when she really started to feel quite invisible, that people, even on the street, on the bus, in shops, just didn't see her in the same way. And she found a kind of clutch of Instagram accounts that at the time she found really inspiring. They featured women from age 60 to into their 90s. And these women had all sorts of styles, but they didn't, I suppose they didn't subscribe to that invisible norm. So some were very elegant, some were flamboyant, some were eccentric, all sorts of things. And she said at that time she found it really inspiring and empowering, and she changed the way that she dressed as a direct result of looking at this. She felt it gave her permission. And there is a but to this. She was saying that she didn't follow those accounts anymore at all because she noticed there was a rather dispiriting common denominator in all the posts. And it was these women were quite diverse in terms of their ages and their styles. But the common denominator was that they were all exceptionally slim. And she said ultimately she felt that she'd been given permission on one hand to express herself more in the way she dressed, and on the other hand it was taken away because what she read into it was implicitly saying obviously you can only do this if you're very thin. And so that opened up a whole conversation then about women, bodies, size and visibility. You know, gosh, I hadn't even realised that was another hurdle to leap. And it's, you know, I completely get what she was saying, because she was saying, I really hope by the time I got to my 60s, I've worried about my weight my whole life. I've dieted my whole life, and I really hope that when I got to my 60s that would be off the agenda, that, you know, I try to maintain a healthy weight because my health was important, but I didn't have to worry about it from a kind of aesthetic point of view, that actually as a 60-year-old woman it wouldn't particularly matter. But she was saying that she felt that the way that these slim older women were featured was actually pulling that kind of mainstream media view that in order to be visible you really should be slim as well, into the kind of older demographic and spreading it that way. I mean, obviously you look at an Instagram feed and you take what you will from it, and everybody has a very individual response to that. But it does, I do get what she's saying, and it does kind of make me really mad, because it's like, what? So, it's a little bit unacceptable to be very bright and visible if you're over 50. And now it's even more unacceptable because you're not a size 10. What? I mean, honestly, who makes these rules up? They don't really exist, do they? Or they may be societal norms, but they're not really rules. And why the hell are we listening to them? Why on earth are we listening to all that codswallop? You know, I personally have been all sorts of sizes through my adult life. At one stage I was a very slim size 8, and I've gone right up to a size 20. But of course I was still the same person, still did the same things, whatever, had the same likes and the same jewellery, the same clothes. I guess, and it's, you know, I'm not Twiggy now. I'm certainly not, but I don't let that stop me from wearing what I want to wear, and it made me realise actually that maybe I'm quite lucky that I don't perceive that as a barrier. I don't feel that I have to be size 10 or I, you know, can't wear what I want to wear. I mean, I wouldn't go out, let's be honest, I wouldn't go out in a really tight fuchsia pink bodycon dress. Partly because I think it would probably look a bit naff, and you know, for anybody to wear a bodycon dress, I think you've got to be pretty slim and fit, and I wouldn't put myself in that category. But apart from that, you know, it doesn't stop me wearing colour or pattern or lots of necklaces or bright glasses. And so we were sort of laughing and chatting generally about that. But it's quite astonishing to me that in 2 days I've had these 2 types of conversations, and it's obviously I don't know, it's obviously a really big issue, and it's one that actually makes me a bit mad, a bit sad, because I just think we listen to rules too much, and we just kind of, we box ourselves in where actually the rules don't exist, and we don't need to be in any sort of box. All we need to do is just step outside of it. And, you know, people will think what they think. People will say what they want to say. They'll draw their own conclusions, whether you're playing it safe or not. You know, you really absolutely can't influence what other people do or say or whatever, whisper about. You know, that's and you know what, that's their business. That is absolutely their business, not my business. As long as long as they're not being, you know, very vindictive, who cares? Who cares? If I'm happy going out in my green specs and my spotty dress and my turquoise necklaces, that's what I'm going to do, you know. So, signing off, day 45. Gosh, I wonder if day 46 will bring another of these conversations. Who knows? Who knows what will happen?